All right, guys, it is officially draft day, so we are excited to see who is going to pick for the San Francisco 49ers at 11. And maybe, just maybe, it could be Michigan defensive tackle Mason Graham. I had a chance to catch up with him yesterday, ask him a couple questions, but he did go on today with Kay Adams, and he was asked, what offensive lineman are you looking to go against? Well, he chose one on the San Francisco 49ers, and it has me thinking a little bit more about our conversation yesterday. So take a listen to what he said on Up and Adams, and then I will show you the conversation that we had yesterday. Take a listen right here.
What offensive lineman in the NFL can you not wait to take on?
Uh, I would just say Trent Williams. I want to see
This is so crazy.
like maybe like a base block, or I want to have a run block against him. See what it really feels like. Everyone talks about it, so I want to see for myself.
Matthew, did you just hear that? He said Trent Williams. This man says he wants Trent Williams. People, what are we doing here?
Well, as you can see, he wants Trent Williams. He wants to see what all the hype is about. Obviously, Trent Williams is regarded as the best offensive lineman in the NFL. So he kind of wants to see what that is. And as a result of that whole situation, I am interested to see how this would potentially play out, because could Mason Graham get that opportunity in training camp with the San Francisco 49ers? Like I said, I caught up with him yesterday and I asked him about, what are the potential chances of being there at 11, and have the San Francisco 49ers made contact with you throughout this process? Take a listen to what he had to say right here.
Are you relieved that this process is finally almost over and you're going to know where you're going to be playing your football for at minimum the next 4 years?
Yeah, it's been a long process, just flying all over the country, and then a lot of things you have to do in this process, but it's all part of it. And I'm just ready for tomorrow and to be where I'm at, and end all the talking and just keep on just going to the team and work.
So I kind of wanted to expand a little bit on the talking. Obviously, the draft process from the time the college football season ends to now, there's a lot of time to dive into the tape. People plant their flags on certain prospects, and you've been pretty much like a top 5 guy this whole time from a media perspective, but then it's almost like people start overanalyzing, nitpicking, and all that stuff. Do you see that, or do you just try to block that stuff out?
I don't really see. I just kind of, I know what type of player I am, and that doesn't, people saying what they say doesn't change the way I play. So, I know what type of player I am, and yeah.
How does playing at Michigan in that defense, obviously when Harbaugh was there, and then you transitioned to your new coach, and how has that prepared you for this next level?
I feel like it's prepared me the best. I feel, all of my DCs, were in the NFL or are in the NFL now. So, I had Mike McDonald, he recruited me. He's the head coach of the Seahawks now. And then Jesse Minter, he was my defensive coordinator too. Now he's the defensive coordinator of the Chargers. And then Wink Martindale came from the Giants to Michigan. So, I've been blessed to, be coached by a lot of great coaches, and, hear a lot of stuff they have to say and their angles and views of, both sides.
I personally believe you're a top 5 prospect, but let's say the 49ers get lucky sitting there at 11. I don't think it's going to happen, but let's say it does. Have the 49ers shown any interest in you at all in this process? Have they reached out? Has there been any type of contact with there?
I haven't met with them at all. So you never know.
You never know. Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah,
brother.
thank you.
He definitely said that the 49ers didn't have any contact with him, but he also said you never really know. And if you go back and you look at previous drafts, especially the most recent one where the 49ers took Ricky Pearsall in the first round, Ricky said that he had not talked to the San Francisco 49ers through the entirety of the process. So it was almost a surprise to see that the 49ers had called him and selected him in the first round. So I think that's kind of par for the course in an era where information gets out. People want to know who's meeting with who's interested in who. That can lead to people getting sniped. That can lead to teams trading up in front of other teams to take that player, because they have intel that another team is interested in him. So maybe that, Mason Graham, it has been getting questioned lately as a potential prospect to fall. He's been kind of slotted in the top 5, top 6 of the whole process, but some people have him kind of sliding out of the top 10. So if he's there at 11, should the San Francisco 49ers draft him? And I would say yes. I would say absolutely. You should take Mason Graham at 11 if he is available. He is a clean prospect. He's a guy who's done it at a high level for multiple years. He has the production. He can do it. I think he'll translate to the next level. People are kind of overthinking it at this point. So I do believe that if Mason Graham is sitting there, it would be a home run selection for the San Francisco 49ers. I really, really do. So I think it would fill a huge need on their defensive line, and you get the best defensive tackle in this class. So he's a guy who can get after it in both the run and pass game. He's got pass rush moves. He's advanced in that regard, and I think that would be a steal of a pick. And you talk about value, that would be a phenomenal value. But I am curious to know what you guys think, so let me know in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.